actual transmission time of the packet which is required. DP is what? Propagation delay. We have seen there can be a propagation delay. Okay, so that delay with delay it will be received by the receiver. Now again there can be a delay in the acknowledgement, as we have seen that it can be like there are number of retransmissions, number of for data also and acknowledgement also. So DTP is the time which is actually required for the transmission of the packet. DTA is the time which is actually required for the acknowledgement for the uh, transmission time for the acknowledgement, and these are delays. So propagation delay can be for the packet also and for the acknowledgement also. So the total time which is required is S is equal to DTP plus 2 times DP plus DTA. Okay, so this is the uh, total time which is required. And what is efficiency? Efficiency, when we are not considering any errors, it is DTP upon S. So it is the actual total time which is required, and actually what time should have been, like this is only the time which is required for the transmission of a packet, and these are all extra things which are associated with it for the correctness of the reception. So this is the efficiency. Efficiency is DTP upon S. And what is S? S is DTP plus 2TP plus DTA. So that is E is equal to DTP upon DTP plus 2DP plus DTA. Okay, so that is the efficiency of stop and wait, and we are not considering any errors. Now, when we are considering the errors, in that case, you have to consider the probability also. The probability of an error in the transmission of a packet and in its acknowledgement. There is a probability. So when you consider the probability factor, it is this part which is added to the efficiency. We are considering here efficiency of X. X is what? Amount of time that it takes to transmit a packet and receive its packet, and it accounts the retransmission due to errors. Okay, so there is a error consideration when you are calculating this X, and S is the without retransmissions whatever is the actual time required, DTP plus 2DP plus DTA. So here in this case efficiency will become DTP upon E of X. Here this is T0, it is a timeout interval, means whether the time the acknowledgement has not been received in time, so that because of that there are retransmissions. So this is a timeout interval. Okay, so this is the efficiency in case of errors for stop and wait protocol. Now similarly we have seen go back N. Is this concept clear? Efficiency समझ में आया? How we calculate efficiency? It is the actual time required for the transmission of packets upon means it is theoretically the time which is required, DTP is, and along with acknowledgement and all the propagation delays, we are calculating that S, or here we are calculating that E of X. Okay, so that is the concept of efficiency. Now this efficiency we will be calculating for go back N also and for selective repeat also. So go back N, we have already seen there is a concept of sliding window. When you want to implement the stop and wait, we have seen where we want a sliding window. Okay, where you can have number of, this window size can be changed according to number of packets which you want to transmit, because single packet agar aap transmit karoge to total time duration will be more, that we have seen. Suppose एक packet transmit करने के लिए मुझे 1 millisecond लगता है, I have got 10 packets, so I'll require 10 milliseconds. But when I'm using sliding window, in that one window I have 4 packets, I can transmit all the 4 at the same time, and I just shift that window. So the time which is required for transmission of those 10 packets is going to be reduced. So for that we use sliding window. But now in sliding window, the size of the window is N. Okay, now suppose in this case, if there is any error, here we have already seen this concept go back N in the last class. So suppose the packet, all the acknowledgements are received properly, then the window is sliding and it is taking one by one more packet is included, and like that the window size grows. But in case if there is any error, then what will happen? Go back N is going to discard all the frames, whatever frame number it is expecting, that say for example second packet is lost or second acknowledgement is not received properly. Then by the time the second acknowledgement is received, we can see over here packet 4 has been already transmitted. So it won't receive that 4, it won't receive that 3, you won't get the acknowledgement for 3, 4. No, 2 is not received properly, so it will send that 2 and it will wait for 2. So whatever number of packets have been transmitted in that particular duration, all will be rejected, and it will start from, it will wait for 2 only. So that is go back n. Okay, so go back and allow the transmission of new packets before earlier ones are acknowledged. But when you have the the error, it has to be whatever number of packets are there, they will be rejected. Okay, and it is going to remove the inefficiency of the stop and wait for the propagation delay, which is larger than the packet transmission time, which we have already seen in the efficiency. Okay, so in this case we can transmit number of frames, so it is going to increase the efficiency. So this we have already seen. There is a concept of piggybacking, which is also we have already seen that we are considering the duplex system, so bidirectional. So in that case, what we can do is, say for example, transmission from A to B, and there can be a transmission from B to A also. So whatever data is transmitted from A to B, and B has to send the acknowledgement, that it will send along with its own data. So when B is transmitting data from B to A, it is going to piggyback the acknowledgement in that particular data frame only. So this is how you are going to reduce the number of frames which are actually existing in the uh, network. And here you are going to calculate, or you are going to include the each data packet का जो sequence number है वो और acknowledgement number. तो ये जो है that will be for in the frame header, all this information will be used. So this is the concept of piggybacking. So we have seen what is go back and ARQ. This we won't go into this. We'll directly go to the. You have understood now this go back and I need not explain it again. I'll go to the efficiency. Yes or no? We have seen this entire thing yesterday. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now we'll see the efficiency of go back n. Now in this case, in case of this, we are transmitting n number of frames at a time. Okay. So what will be S? S is the transmission time for one packet, where this one packet will be having DTP is the transmission time which is required for one packet. And like that, you have 4 packets. Okay, so it will be n times DTP. Suppose आपके पास यहाँ पे 10 packets है, so it will be 10 into DTP. Okay, and for this it requires the transmission time for the packet, it requires the transmission time for the acknowledgement, and it requires 2 dp, that is propagation delay. This we have already seen. तो ये एक हो गया पैकेट ट्रांसमिट, उसका एक्नॉलेजमेंट रिसीव हो गया यहाँ पे. तो दिस इज वन टाइम. नाउ इन गो बैक इन we are including 3 more packets in the window. So by the time the acknowledgement for the first is received, we have already transmitted 4 packets. So this is going to speed up the process. Now, how, what will be the value of n? We have to restrict somewhere. It cannot be, you cannot just transmit 10 packets or 10 packets in one window, or 100 packets in one window. It's not like that. Okay, so you have to choose n large enough to allow continuous transmission. 100 frames आपने भेजा, से फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपका विंडो साइज बहुत बड़ा है और आपने 100 फ्रेम्स का एक विंडो रखा, तो 100 फ्रेम्स ट्रांसमिट होने तक विंडो जो है, सपोज 58 पे अगर एरर आ गया, तो 50 से लेके 100 तक ऑल 60 ऑल remaining frames have to be retransmitted. So in that case efficiency will go low. So n जो है वो इतना ही लार्ज लेना है कि वो एक्नॉलेजमेंट जो रिसीव हो रहा है वो प्रॉपरली, लाइक इट शुड इंक्रीज द एफिशिएंसी. इट शुड नॉट create number, it should not increase the number of retransmissions. Okay, so you have to choose n large enough to allow continuous transmission while waiting for an acknowledgement for the first packet of the window. So iska efficiency jo n jo hai, that is greater than s upon dtp, and it should be greater than s upon dtp. तो ये s हमने calculate कर लिया, and we know what is the value of dtp. So n should be selected such that it is greater than s upon dtp. तो efficiency without any errors is this minimum of this one and n into dtp upon s. Okay, this is the efficiency for go back n without any errors. But when we consider errors, we will be assuming that n is equal to it. Here we are taken greater than, and here we are assuming approximately it is s upon dtp. Then when error occurs, we want entire window of n packets must be retransmitted. So we will assume x as number of packets which are sent per successful transmission. Okay, so this timeout interval will be n into dtp, and in efficiency in that case is this what s we were calculating, total time duration is 1 into 1 minus p plus x plus. Now we won't go into the derivation of this. This is directly formula. So you just take the formula directly, and the efficiency is calculated using this probability. P is the probability of error, that probability that you have to retransmit number of frames. Okay, so considering that probability, the efficiency is 1 upon E of x. And what is E of x? It is 1 plus n into p upon 1 minus p. N is the uh, number of frames in one particular window. Okay, so this is the efficiency for go backend. These are the requirements. That is, we are assuming when we use a go backend and we say that this is successful transmission, we are assuming that go backend is guaranteed to work correctly, independent of the detailed choice of which packet to repeat. If only if system is correctly initialized, there are no failures in detecting errors. That means if there is error, the error is properly detected. There are no failures in detecting the errors. Packets are traveling in the order first come first serve. So there is no when we are transmitting it to the above layer, there is no uh, order change. And transmitter occasionally resends SN minimum. That is, upon timeout, the sender number is retransmitted, and receiver occasionally sends RN. So there is no error. Now for go back end, what is there is there it requires no buffering of packets at the receiver. Sender must buffer up n packets while waiting for their acknowledgement, because we see that in a window there are n packets which are buffered and then they are sent one by one. But there is such type of buffering is not required in receiver's end. When there is error, the sender must resend the entire window. Packets can be numbered. It is like, because at most n packets can be sent simultaneously, so it is numbered in modulo m. Receiver can only accept packets in order where you have receiver must deliver packets in order to higher layer. It cannot accept packet I plus 1 before packet I. मतलब इसमें ordering important है. It won't receive I plus 1 packet before I packet. So it has got its own order. It removes the need for buffering, and it introduces the need to resend the entire window upon error. But there is a problem with that. Is what is the disadvantage of go back n is for resending the entire window when the error occurs. Because receiver will accept the packets in order only. तो ये ऑर्डर जब भी हम रिसीवर में सेट कर रहे हैं, गो बैक एन में ये डिसएडवांटेज है कि whatever number of frames are there after that error, every frame or that entire n has to be retransmitted. Okay, that is the error. That is the disadvantage. So there is a new protocol which is required is selective repeat. This concept in selective repeat, it will retransmit only those packets that are actually lost, or there are packets which are having errors. So in this case, the receiver should be able to accept the packets out of order. अगर first आया, second आया, third में error आया, so it should not wait for 3. It should be able to accept 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. Because till now, whatever we have seen, what is done, we have seen that it will wait for that I plus 1. वो number के लिए वो wait करेगा. But in selective repeat protocol, this condition should not be there. It should be able to accept the packets out of order, and then when it receives the entire thing, it should require buffering because of that. क्योंकि अगर उसको उसके पास 1 2 है, 2 लॉस्ट है, 3 4 आया, 5 लॉस्ट है, एंड टिल 10 इट हैज गॉट. सो जब तक उसके पास 2 and 5 नहीं आता है, इट हैज टू बफर दैट 8 फ्रेम्स, क्योंकि वो ऑर्डर में ही उसको अपर लेयर में भेजना है. तो 1 2 के बाद 3 उसको रिसीव होगा, 4 5 के बाद 6 रिसीव होगा। तो ये जो 2 फ्रेम्स मिसिंग है, ये 2 फ्रेम्स जब भी उसको मिलेंगे रीट्रांसमिट होके, दैट टाइम इट विल मेक अ एंटायर पैकेट, एंटायर बफर बनाएगा उसका वो 10 का, और वो 10 के 10 फ्रेम्स वो ऑर्डर में ऊपर भेजेगा। सो फॉर दैट इट रिक्वायर बफर। बफरिंग कुछ पैकेट्स के लिए या फिर वो विंडो साइज के लिए उतना उसके पास बफरिंग स्पेस चाहिए। ओके। Retransmission request implicit. The receiver acknowledges every good packet, and packets that are not acknowledged before timeout are assumed to be lost or in error. So this must be used because every packet is even for it has to be ensured that every packet is received properly. And explicit is what is explicitly it is going to send a negative acknowledgement. That is, whatever request for retransmission of the packet is there, for that it is going to send the negative acknowledgement. And this approach can expedite the retransmission, but it is not strictly needed. So in practice, selective repeat or go back in, both are used. But this is going to reduce the time for retransmission. As we have seen, go back in में number of retransmissions ज़्यादा होते हैं, तो time भी ज़्यादा लगेगा. Here there are certain rules, that is window protocol this is same like go back in. Okay, so window size is same as go back in. Number of packets which will be numbered will be also similar. Sender can transmit new packets as long as their number is within that particular W, that वो window में unacknowledged packets है. And sender retransmits unacknowledged packets after timeout or upon the reception of the negative acknowledgement. And receiver acknowledges all the correct packets. Receiver stores correct packets until they can be delivered in order to the higher layer. मतलब higher layer में उसको network layer में उसको send करने के पहले, suppose उसका 10 का window है, तो उसको अगर 2 frames एरर में है तो 8 स्टोर करने के लिए इट शुड हैव दैट बफर स्पेस, और उसको बफर करना है। जब भी उसके जो रिमेनिंग 2 रिपीट ट्रांसमिट करके उसको मिलेंगे, इट विल कीप इट इन द ऑर्डर, एंड फिर ऑर्डर में उसको अपर लेयर में सेंड किया जाएगा. So this is the requirement for the selective repeat. So there is a need for buffering. Now efficiency. So efficiency, ideally when you say there are no errors, okay, only packets containing errors will be retransmitted. ये ideal ISRP है. So this is ideal is not realistic because sometimes packets may have to be retransmitted because window has been expired, क्योंकि time out हो गया है वो. However, if the window size is set to be much larger than the timeout value, then unlikely that retransmission is required. For ideal SRP, probability of like efficiency is 1 minus P. P is the probability of a packet error. And go back n, और इसमें डिफरेंस ये है कि go back n का efficiency जो है 1 upon 1 into 1 plus n into P upon 1 में 1 minus P, और इसका आइडियल में efficiency है 1 minus P. अगर विंडो साइज स्मॉल है तो performance is much is about same, but when you have large window, performance increases. Okay, so this is the efficiency of selective repeat protocol. We won't go into this window size right now. Okay, have you understood till this? Basically the concept is efficiency. Now three concepts: stop and wait, go back in, and selective repeat. So have you understood these concepts? And there are 3 parameters efficiency for all these 3. Yes, is there any doubt?
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Okay. So if you see the syllabus, okay, we have completed this first module, second module, and then we have seen this data link layer. We have seen the data link layer services, framing, flow control, error control, and we have completed ARQ methods, okay, transmission efficiency and piggybacking. So we have completed these 2 points. Is there any difficulty till this particular point? I have uploaded the PPTs. 1 minute. ये syllabus था. Okay, there are still number of students who have not joined the classroom. I can see only 56 students who have joined in the classroom. So please inform your friends. Those who have not joined classroom, they have to join the classroom. 68 capacity है आपके क्लास का और सिर्फ 56 स्टूडेंट्स ज्वाइन हुए हैं. तो remaining 12. Okay, now in classroom, I have put the syllabus also. I have put the module 2 data, whatever I am having, whatever I have taken, and I have uploaded module 1 PPTs also. So module 1 and module 2 is completed. Module 3 मैं देख बाद में डाल दूंगी. Okay, and I have uploaded 2 textbooks. Textbook is for, this is the Tannenbaum, and T1 is, this is Forozen. These are the 2 textbooks which have been uploaded. Okay, PDF upload किया है मैंने. You can go through this particular books. Syllabus is also there. Okay, so those who want to study from books, कुछ conceptual अगर आपको सीखना है तो material क्लासरूम में अवेलेबल है. And now I want to take one quiz. अटम टेस्ट के पहले एक क्विज लेना है, तो मैं क्विज तैयार कर दूंगी एंड देन आई विल इन्फॉर्म यू व्हेन टू गिव. ओके, तो
मैम व्हेन इज द टर्म टेस्ट?
टर्म टेस्ट ये अभी अपना मेरे ख्याल से अभी कुछ डीएससी वगैरह जो है, थर्ड ईयर, थर्ड सेमेस्टर, फोर्थ सेमेस्टर वाले बच्चे, मतलब जो डिप्लोमा वाले हैं, उनका कुछ एग्जाम्स चल रहा है यूनिवर्सिटी का, तो उसके बाद होगा टर्म टेस्ट. मे बी थर्ड वीक, सेकेंड वीक तो फरवरी नहीं होगा, थर्ड वीक के बाद ही होगा, आफ्टर 15 फेब. देखते हैं, मुझे डेट्स एग्जैक्टली मालूम नहीं है, बट इट विल बी आफ्टर 15 फेब. सो बिफोर दैट आई वांट टू टेक वन क्विज. तो मैं एक क्विज बना दूंगी एंड आई विल गिव इट टू यू, विच विल बी बेस्ड ऑन फर्स्ट 3 मॉड्यूल्स. जब भी मैं क्विज दूंगी तब तक जितना पोर्शन होता है उतना. अभी एटलीस्ट ये मॉड्यूल 3.2 तक तो अपना हुआ है, मतलब फर्स्ट 2 मॉड्यूल्स हुए हैं और 3 का ARQ मेथड्स तक हुआ है. तो मे बी टिल दैट इट विल बी देयर. इतना तो होगा ही, मतलब उसके बाद वाला क्या ऐड करना है वो जब तक क्विज रिलीज होता है तब तक मेरा क्या पोर्शन होता है कंप्लीट, उस पर डिपेंड करता है. ओके
मैम, क्विज एज असाइनमेंट कंसिडर होगा?
नहीं, क्विज अलग होगा, असाइनमेंट अलग अपलोड करूंगी मैं.